Hey everyone, welcome back! So in this episode we're going to unbox, review and test the Armor X and Armor X Pro back button attachments by BigBig Won. In its essence, this is a wireless back button attachment for the Xbox Series S and X controllers, but we also have other really cool extra features. We have the regular Armor X and the Pro model. The most noticeable feature on the Pro is the 6-axis gyro and motion control support, which works just brilliantly with every game, as you will see later in the video. We also have multi-platform connectivity, so you'd be able to use your Xbox controller with your Nintendo Switch, PC or even your PS4. The Armor X and Armor X Pro have a built-in battery, and the attachment connects to the USB Type-C port of your controller. We get 4 remappable back buttons and a dedicated app. So what we get inside the box: a nice high-quality USB Type-C cable, a USB dongle that you need to connect to the console with which you'll be using the controller, a user manual, and the back button attachment itself. Here we have the Pro and the regular model. They look exactly the same apart from this central button that enables the motion control function on the Armor X Pro or the hair trigger function on the regular model. Another big feature is the 1300 mAh battery that replaces the AA batteries which the controller normally uses. Before we go over all the features, let's install the attachment. All we have to do is remove the batteries from the controller. And the Armor X just slides into place just like that. Once we connect it to the USB Type-C port, we should be good to go. And now we can see how good the Armor X Pro really fits. We have no gaps or rough edges and it's just a superb fit. In terms of comfort and usability, the 4 remappable back buttons are nicely placed and easy to reach. The pressure required to press the buttons is balanced perfectly and you won't just press them by accident while gripping the controller. In terms of comfort and ergonomics, BigBig Won did a great job with the Armor X. So I've plugged in the USB and it looks like our Armor X Pro is fully charged, so let's go through the buttons. On the left we got the M1 and M3 buttons. The on-off button is placed in the middle with the M3 and M4 buttons on the right. Next we have the FN or function button. You can use it for macros. Above it is the button for creating and choosing different user profiles. At the center is the motion control button. That's probably the coolest feature of the Armor X Pro. We'll get to that in just a minute. The AB button is used to remap different buttons, and we also have a dedicated turbo button. So guys, let's turn on the Armor X Pro by pressing the power button. The controller vibrates and the red blinking light indicates that we need to plug in the USB dongle to our console so that the controller is actually paired. And after this simple setting up process, we are good to go. I've launched GTA 5 to demonstrate some of the features of the Armor X Pro, so right now we haven't assigned any controls to the back buttons. To do that, we have to press and hold the AB button and one of the back buttons. Now everything I press on the controller will be assigned, in this case, to the M2 button. And as you can see, I've assigned the A button, which is used to sprint the GTA 5, to the M2 button. If I want to assign a button to the M4, again press and hold the AB button and the M4 button. And we map the B button to the M4 back button. As you can see, the remap process is really simple and works brilliantly. If you want to reset all the remaps, simply double tap the AB button. Next we have the turbo function, which allows you to map a certain button, which will be triggered 5, 10 or 20 times a second. There's also a dedicated profile button. You can save or choose different mapping profiles, depending on the game or your personal preferences. Now let's take a look at my favorite feature of the Armor X Pro, which is the motion control. We activate it by simply pressing the dedicated button on the attachment, and quite frankly, I'm really impressed. The motion control is much more precise and responsive than I have expected. The use is pretty straightforward and very intuitive. And I think in more competitive FPS games like Warzone or Apex Legends, the motion control will offer a much more immersive and enjoyable experience. The next feature that I want to cover is the ability to create macros with different button combinations. So to enable that, we have to press the FN button and let's say M1. We get a red light, which means we're in recording mode, and now everything I press on the controller will be mapped to the M1 as a macro. When we press M1 again, we can see the whole combination being executed. I see a good use of the macro feature in fighting video games where you have dozens of different button combinations and combos. In GTA 5 you can create macros for the different cheat codes, which is really nice. And last but not least, let's quickly check out the app that you could use only with your Armor X Pro. So once you download the app from the BigBig Won's website, you can edit and customize almost every aspect of your controller's configuration. We have sensor sensitivity, ratio, response curve and motion controls. You can change your stick response curve or dead zone, or you can enable hair triggers, which is just awesome. And of course we can edit and change our custom mappings. So as a conclusion guys, which of the Armor X back pedals I recommend? Well, the Pro model is priced at $69.99 and the regular one is at $49.99, and quite frankly, for only $20 more you'll unlock just tons more customization options. We have motion control, which for me is a game changer. The app support on the Pro is also a must. Customizing the thumbsticks triggers is just so simple and also gives a huge advantage in more competitive games. And all in all, both models are really good and I can definitely recommend getting them. You can find links to BigBig Won's website and Amazon store in the video description. As always, thank you all for watching and see you guys next time.